really been 6 years since Stoney. We here, Post Malone's 4th studio out. Wait, this is 4th, right? Like, let me not. Oh yeah, his 4th studio album, 12 Carat Toothache. I really like the creativity that Post puts behind his album titles and having that title speak to you even louder within the album. This title kind of drawing some similarities from his earlier work like Beer Bongs and Bentley or Hollywood's Bleeding, and him having that oxymoron between luxury and pain. My man Post been out the loop for a few years after he dropped that very successful Hollywood's Bleeding. I thought it was really good, even though I don't go back to it too often outside of songs like Sunflower and Take What You Want. To me, it's incredible to see how much Post has grown in such a short period of time. I mean, he had amassed a huge fan base in only 6 years. From him being that loosely timid acoustic guitar player from Texas into this massive pop star that even with the despicable tattoos, he has the commercial appeal of a Justin Bieber. He's been able to find his own lane of being aesthetically marketable without being perfectly manufactured. Now, I know this is old shit, but based on the circumstances, I feel like I have to address this. In my opinion, Post Malone meant what he said when talking about hip hop. And I'm not gonna lie, me being a younger person at the time, I took this shit to heart. It broke my heart because I really liked Stoney. I really did, in music terms, and broke my heart. Cause I'm like, damn, the very genre that you're speaking down on, you're also currently profiting and borrowing from. Then I'm looking at the explanation like, Bob Dylan can't save you now. But nah, yeah, I've since got over that because the hip hop artists in the industry have gotten over it. They hopping on his albums, so I'm gonna listen to the album. I will say I'm not the biggest Post Malone fan overall. Like, I'm not going back to his albums every day. He's not in my everyday rotation, but I do think his voice is very unique, and I like the vibes he curates and where if you just step foot outside, like, you don't even gotta be fully committed. If you just step foot outside, you're gonna hear his music. Listening to Post Malone music for years, I'm not really expecting anything too different from Post musically, but I am expecting a more deeper and more potent pen, I would say. His writing has gotten a lot better over the years, and I just want to continue to hear progress in that area. I like the cover. It's crisp and clean, but still has that darkness of Hollywood's Bleeding. Whenever I see a butterfly, though, I think of someone trying to break away from something or trying to free themselves from this cocoon. Track 1, Reputation. Starting with some dark keys. That's what we doing. God, bro, his voice is just so captivated. Like, why is it so smooth like that? Like, why you gotta talk down on hip hop? Stop lying. Don't say that. Don't say that, Post. You're gonna always make it right. It depends on what you did, though. If you did some unbelievable shit, then I don't know. But say yourself, just say yourself. I was born a cave in. Oh. This is what I love about a Post project, him being able to go knee deep into any topic right from the start. Talks about that weighted pressure he's carrying on his chest, or on his back for that matter, to be a superstar, or the pressure to entertain us. But I like the complex writing in here where it seems like he's talking about our relationship as well, not just us as an audience. Same reputation of being a superstar or an entertainer or a performer, that also correlates with the relationship thing. I have a reputation that I can't deny. I can't deny that I fuck all these women. I can't deny that I drink all the time. So he also can't deny his place in this world as a superstar. He feels the pressure to entertain us. I love the piano-led production, real soft and somber. His vocals just cut through the production just so smoothly, but it's so raspy at the same time. It's a great mixture that only Post can curate, and this is the lane that he's in, that he's created for himself. Track 2, Cooped Up. I heard this, so I'm gonna just give you my thoughts on it. Feeling like an outcast, I'm the only guy in slacks that crosses 3 stacks. All of these things on my body, let's party. I really like the chorus on this track, and I feel like Post carried the song vocally very well. It's a great concept, being that you've been gone for about 3 years. Where he's talking about, I've been feeling cooped up, it's time to resurface, it's time to get back outside. I've been feeling kind of depressed inside, so it's time to come back out and remind y'all that I'm the summertime slime. Roddy Ricch verse on here really didn't move me based on the fact that I don't think it was needed. I feel like Post could have had this song alone and it would still have the same impact musically. It's been a little minute since I've been rocking with Roddy's flow. Everything after Antisocial, it's just been kind of to me. I don't feel like he has the same style. He doesn't have the same cadence. He doesn't have the same anything. It doesn't seem like he have the same energy on records anymore. He doesn't have enough substance to lay across an entire track. I don't know, just for me, it feels like Roddy is pulling out of thin air. When he's rapping now, it seems like he's writing with writer's block, because we hear a lot of the same things recycled over and over again, but it doesn't sound as good as it did back then. Track 3, Lemon Tree. We're getting them stony sounds. Is this Post playing the guitar? It isn't all that nice, but I guess it will survive. Hard to know what you want. Huh. And show me something better. Hey, Post be tripping me out when he's switching between accents. Whenever he playing a guitar, he want to bring out the country accent. Is that Post playing a guitar on this record? Because if it is, I mean, it's impressive. We all knew that Post was a gifted guitar player, but I like this little melody that he's around with in the background, and it's carrying a lot through this record. Oh. The bad guy. See, this is where I would give an example of where Post Malone's writing has gotten that much better. He says in every film I watch, I'm on the side of the bad guy. So I'm guessing he's saying it doesn't matter what I say, it doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't matter what I give, it doesn't matter what I take, it doesn't matter any, I'm always on the bad side. I can never do nothing right. In the context of the writing, it doesn't seem like Post really grasped the concept on why he can't do nothing right, on why he's always looked at as the bad guy. But he's connecting that while saying, I'm looking around to see if anybody else is upset with their role in this film, and it doesn't seem like it. It seems like I'm the only one that's upset. So now, you know what? How about I drop out of this role and then go construct my own movie? Based on his music, I think Post Malone is a very curious and aware person. So when he's looking around at these people, and it seems like their life is so sweet. It seems like they getting tangerines, they're getting apples, they're getting the sweet shit. He's getting this sour ass lemon tree. You know, that don't sit well with him. I think in this song, Post Malone is trying to convey to us that he's done caring about what people think about him. He's done playing in you guys' roles and you guys' movies, because he know he can create a better film. I like the production on this one. I don't love it because I feel like it's a little bit too clunky. Beer bongs and Bentleys, or even Stonely. It gives me that vibe. Track 4, Wrapped Around Your Finger. Oh shit. Wrapped around your finger, wrapped around your finger, then I shot back down to earth. I was wrapped around your finger, spinning like a bullet, then shot back down to earth. Why do I tell myself that I do the best I can? If you come around, I'll eat out your hand, keep me wrapped around your finger. I feel it coming. I feel it coming. That's kind of crazy for you to have a house on your finger. On the first date, if I show up at your house or your parents' house, and I clearly see it's not a big house, and I have a nice pinky ring on, I wouldn't even be mad if you asked me for a few thousand. Like, I wouldn't, because I feel like it would be disrespectful if I didn't give it to you. Wrapped around your finger, wrapped around your finger. Summertime is here, baby. Summertime here. Post Malone just described what men hate to go through. We hate to go through those emotions that regret, loneliness, trauma from you leaving us bring to us. Every man has that one girl that he regrets losing, that he let slip through the cracks. Because you see her with a dude that you don't think, let's keep it honest, you don't think is better than you. You don't think it's a better candidate than you. Then you start seeing the pictures, your old pictures with her new pictures with him. All that shit just make you just wonder, like, damn, what if that was us? That could have been us, but I fucked up. I hate even listening to songs like this. That's why I kind of distanced myself away from Drake for a long time, because he has a bunch of songs like these. The girl he met one time at this bar in Wisconsin and he never went back again, but he liked her a lot. You know what I'm saying? I've had those moments in my life, but that's not the only reason I'm probably not going to come back to the song. The hook, I feel like it's too repetitive. I just feel like it's a little too simple coming from Post Malone. I feel like it's going to do numbers because it definitely is a summertime vibe. It's definitely something you can play at a pool party and people won't get tired of it, but not really in the realm of my taste per se. I like the concept. Very heavy writing in this project so far, all over it. Heavy. Track 5, A Happier Song featuring Doja Cat. Oh damn, he tried to sneak Doja past me. Okay, no. I've been waiting to hit some Doja too.
You wanna land, can you fit me in your plans? I like you, I do. Your boyfriend will never understand me, cause I'm about to pull this girl like a hand. Let's take a little dip now.
Cause I'm about to pull this girl like a hammy. Where's music now?
I'm famous, I got hoes all around me. Please be true, don't fuck around with me. Honey, so much shit is hard.
Get a little deep, but ain't shit new to a freak. You know the way I drip, turn that pool to the beach. And I cut the burger, but I cops the lead. While we got the same taste for the finest things.
Yeah.
Eddie in the bins when the roof go back. They don't wanna see us get too.
I like you, I do.
If you went to bed in France and woke up in Japan with Post Malone, you have to feel special because he's talking about you. Now we at the part of the album where I need to know this girl that Post Malone is so infatuated with. Because throughout this album, it seemed like he's speaking to a specific person, a specific woman. He's basically pouring his heart out to her, letting her know that he don't want to fuck with these hoes no more. He want to be with you because you're not infatuated with his bread, because you don't want him for the wrong things. A lot of the demons that's been created in his mind is because these women want him for these specific things. This year and last year alone, I don't think Doja Cat can do any wrong because y'all tell me a bad verse from her. Y'all tell me a bad song from her. I would say that was definitely a feature that was needed on this track, just to add a different flavor. And I mean, Doja Cat on fire right now, so there's no, I mean, you got to put Post and Doja together, you know, come on, streams. But I actually do like when the labels get it right sometimes. This is definitely a song that we needed for the summertime. I feel like this is going to be played everywhere. Overall production and feeling just screams summer to me, like the whole aura of this track. The atmosphere of the song definitely coincides with the title. Man, that was actually a very good Doja verse. Track 6, I Cannot Be, a sadder song featuring Gun. Ooh, what? How am I free when you hold me so tight? First line, bro. Give me some space.
What you wanna do is fuck me up. Ooh, you trip me up just to watch me fall. Smoking not a cigarette. What's the last one down? Free when you hold me so tight. Got a cousin diamond ring and no, you don't gotta wait. Gotta watch your money.
I ain't gonna. Well, first off, I hope you're doing good. You know, the whole situation is crazy. On a serious note, let them boys out, man. They ain't do nothing from what I know. I don't know nothing. I never really liked when Gunna used this much of a high pitch effect on his auto tune. I feel like it's a little bit too heavy, and I feel like his voice is already distinct enough and it's already soothing enough that you don't need to add this much effect on it. Yeah, come on. Tell I'm tricky, feel my energy. Bitch, we ain't living free. Gotta keep it silent and we all. I think the title of this song pretty much gives away what the song is actually about. I can't be what you want me to be. Post Malone is telling a woman, let me go. Stop holding me so tight. I can't be what you want me to be. And if you do want me to be what you want me to be, you got to tell me what you want me to be. And usually women don't have that answer for you. Another thing I noticed while listening to this, we only mid-album, but it seems like Post is kind of having a battle with himself when it pertains to having an identity crisis or, you know, not knowing who you are. It seems like it's a mix between his natural personality and his persona colliding together, just trying to make this one person. Because a lot of this album, it seems like it's filled with regret and wishing that he would have went in a different direction. Even when it comes to something as small as smoking cigarettes, he's kind of hates that about himself and he wants to get rid of it, but it doesn't seem like he knows how. Just something as small as that. But yeah, track was cool. I like the production more than the actual performance on the track, like I said, but it was cool. Track 7, Insane. Insane in the membrane.
On bad shit in the backseat, rain. She was classy, now she nasty. Hey, I'm a bad shit, don't believe me. You can ask her. Hey, backstage, I'm in racks. I need a cash. Hey,
oh,
I wanna see something in the shirt skirt, please.
oh, God.
I'm a bad shit.
Hey,
Don't believe me. You can ask her.
hey.
Second verse, yeah, second verse, second verse. Again.
We know it's the second verse, nigga. You can't stop the beat right there. You can't do that. See, I don't even know where this album is going now. I was completely wrong about what I just said. Everything I just said. First 5 songs, we didn't get none of this toxic energy. It was just you crying the whole time about how you can't find love and how the girl that you loved actually left you. So now you got 20 bitches in the Sprinter post. Is this really what you want to do? There ain't no way you did all that crying and now you just out partying. That's my favorite track so far, bro. It ain't nothing like being able to play Post Malone inside the car. Based on the first 5 songs, I wasn't expecting to get this lyrical content or this production. Like the trap production on here is incredible. This song I'm gonna use for an example of what I say is an alternative to what I think Post Malone's bag is. I don't think this is his primary bag, but this is his secondary. He got a lot of trap on Stoney and Beer Bongs and Bentley, but this is Hollywood's Bleeding right here. And where the trap production is so vulgar within all the other elements of production that you can't help but like it. Track 8, Love Hate Letter to Alcohol, featuring the Fleet Foxes. Oh shit. Oh shit. Interesting title too. I'm expecting a Love Hate Letter to Alcohol. Hello? Oh. And Post. I love tracks like this from artists because it gives you a glimpse into who they really are as a person, what their vices are. And just starting with the title of this track, I feel like Post is trying to let people into the doors of his vices while also giving reasoning, because I feel like that's the most important part of this song. In this case, Post Malone is speaking about how he hates alcohol because of what it's done to his life, or even bringing a story somewhere such as small as a fucking bar fight, because that's what he brings up. You know, I had 32 teeth, but some of them were gone because of the alcohol. But he also loves alcohol because he tells you that it's his only way away from society. It's his only way, in his words, to drown his sadness. Outside of depthness and concept, I really don't have a problem with this track. I do feel like the song should have been a little bit longer, not necessarily in musical aspects, but just in artistical aspects of it being a letter. I don't like how the letter is so short to alcohol, because I know you have more problems than this. I know you've been through more things than this. I know alcohol has been a pivotal point in your life. So I know there's more to share on this record. But I respect artists and their right to keep things behind closed doors. I'm not saying he has anything behind closed doors, but, you know, well, I am saying that because I think he's hiding something. Track 9, Wasting Angels, featuring Nikhil Leroy. It's funny that he got Lakia Leroy on here, because I always looked at Lakia Leroy as a kind of branch off of Post Malone's tree, especially when he first started, when he was with Bibby. It was a lot of Post Malone influence pouring through his music. But yeah, it seemed like it's only right for Post Malone to put Lakia Leroy on his album. I feel like, you know, these 3 are the 3 stooges: Justin Bieber, Post Malone, Lakia Leroy. They love helping each other out, don't they? That's cool.
Just like when I was saying before the fame, this in my head, devil on my back, so I sleep on my chest, waiting at the gate, how to get back. This is like a private plane upon my rain. This is like the first time my body changed. I mix my drink with a couple of drugs, spit in my face, now you hate that I'm gone. Nowadays I don't wanna know the truth, I can't.
It's so hard for me to separate Lakia Leroy and Justin Bieber. This is the same gripe I had with Post Malone early on. Even though I liked Stoney, I feel like it was so much influence pulled from Justin Bieber. Even though he did some writing on that album, melodies and cadences, it's just so identical to what Justin Bieber did in the past.
This life is crazy.
I wouldn't say I like that track too much. I feel like it was a little on the boring side. There wasn't really too much going on the production side, except to the latter end of the track where they added on the voice sample echo. I thought that was pretty cool. I like that. Lakia Leroy's music never really spoke to me like that. I know he's real young, so I kind of give him a pass as far as where he brings his influences from and how much it shows in his music. But it's just too much of a similarity to Post Malone and Justin Bieber. Post Malone went on his own wave, captivated his own audience with his own sound. So I feel like Lakia Leroy has to do a similar thing in that matter. Not as far as go way outside of what he's doing now, but just create his own sound within the sound that he already has. 'Cause right now, everything I get from Lakia Leroy is that he screams to the top of his lungs. He's saying the right things, but I just don't feel him when he's speaking about this. Post Malone taps right back into depression on this one, and it seems like that's a theme going throughout this album too. But it's so crazy to me that Post Malone is able to brag about these lavish things but also be depressed in the same song. I don't know. I feel like that's a talent to be able to collide those two worlds together, of depression and luxury and pain and luxury. Yeah, I get the title now, 12 Carat Toothache. I love this lavish shit, but it doesn't really mask what I'm going through in the background. You know what I'm saying? I'm dying inside. Track 10, Euthanasia. Euthanasia. One of those. That shit caught me off guard like shit.
It didn't bother me too much to shut far between.
The way Post be stretching them vocals, man, that's a talent, man. That's a talent. Even though this piece is so short, I feel like it's the more short, intricate pieces in an album like this that speak to the listener the most. He's being so direct and non-direct at the same time, and where he wants you to know his pain, but he's hiding it behind these words. He's hiding it in the form of a poem, so it's harder to understand. In this album, it seemed like Post wants to let loose. He wants to, well, he's been that artist that always puts himself on Front Street, but like I said earlier, not his whole self. So he's gonna hide everything else that he doesn't want to disclose to us in plain view behind these words and imagery. Post Malone is really struggling with alcoholism, and he's talking about, you know, him going back out and his friends persuading him to take a drink. Me going out to the bar, that's not gonna hurt at all. Me going to have a drink, that's not gonna hurt at all. You see how it just keeps escalating until, you know, it's actually gonna hurt now. It hurts because now you're introducing me to a familiar stranger that I wanted to get away from. But he has people out here telling him it's painless, acting like they know what he's going through, but really they have no idea. And they really don't notice that they're digging Post Malone a deeper hole. I love that it's so simple and it's written in a format of a poem or a spoken word. Track 11, When I'm Alone. There's been a lot of alone shit on this project. Okay.
We made a pact, you take me back. I'm bleeding now, I need you now, can't let you win. Find out if I can take it out. Take it up, feels like I'm pushing it down. Right now, life is sour even when I'm in the
Oh my God. On this track, Post is still harping on the fact that he wasn't faithful in his last relationship. He's expressing to her that, you know, he regrets the things that he did back in the day. But I'm on the fence though, because some reason throughout this album, I feel like Post doesn't sincerely mean that he's sorry. I think he's just in a bad place at the moment. And I think he needs to go back to his safe haven, to his safe place, which is, it seeming like a woman in this case. Just based on the music and everything he said thus far, I think Post is definitely sincere about his depression and how he feels his life is sour even in the limelight. But I just don't get the grip that he really regrets cheating. And I'm being honest here, because on past projects he's done this plenty of times. He's made these kind of records and where he talks about the last love that he had and he regrets this, he regrets that. Nigga, you don't regret shit. Stop playing. It's a good song. It's cool. Just leave it at that. Drake, you in the same boat. Because even though I feel a lot of passion coming from Post on this project, it just doesn't feel sincere when he's talking about certain things because of all the blurred lines that's in this project. It's like, you know, he does regret it, but then he got 20 bitches in the damn Sprinter. With that being said, though, I like the track. It's relatable in my case. It seems like he's rushing through life. And that's what that production gives off to me, because there's a lot of guitar, bass, drums, everything was just in this production. Track 12, Waiting for a Miracle.
Oh my God,
Oh my God.
take fire off of me. Oh my God, get it down. Wait for me. I got my eyes closed, it was easy not to see you in perfect vision. Stay fucked up.
Oh. Shit. That was depressing. As soon as this song started, I knew it was going on. Like, you can't start with a piano that perfect. This is where the passion for me pours out from Post Malone, because like I said, he's definitely sincere when it comes to him talking about his depression. On this track, this is where you're gonna get the bulk of Post Malone's authenticity. A lot of the things that Post Malone raps about, sings about, whether it's about the lavish cars, the women, like I said, there's no passion behind it. There's no real feeling behind that. And when I'm listening to artists, I want to know what they really care about, what they really feel. I feel like this song right here is a clear example of what Post can offer when he really cares about something, when he really feels deeply about something. Post Malone isn't the only one out here with depression. He's not the only one out here that's walking as a skeleton. And I feel like those people that share that sentiment with Post Malone, are definitely gonna feel this track, and I'm definitely one of them. I fuck with this song. I fuck with it heavy. Being that he's so introspective and willing to let us endure that a lot of people probably won't be privy to. Track 13, One Right Now, featuring The Weeknd. Yeah. Hey. You know what I notice about these Canadian dudes? Doesn't matter if it's Drake, doesn't matter if it's The Weeknd. Whenever they say yeah, it's gonna be a hit. It's just facts. You know, Drake said it a little bit deeper and a little bit cooler. Well, I wouldn't even say cooler because The Weeknd, he has his own style and he does it the way he does it. Yeah. Whenever I'm listening to any of the Canadian boys, that's what I'm looking for. This shit old as hell. I heard this song and I don't even remember. Don't care. Oh yeah, we gonna talk about this. They think it's so easy to fuck with your feelings, toy with your emotions, but until they realize you really don't care. I think women always try to come for us gentlemen for playing games, and I don't think they hold their feet to the fire on certain situations, so I might be the one to do that. You're not texting me, you're not calling me, you're not giving me any attention. Just know somebody else is getting that attention from me. And honestly, I'm not really worried about you. I'm not worried, and I hope you're not worried about me because I'm doing my thing. That wasn't to anybody in particular, but I feel like some people needed to hear that. Like, you keep it real. Don't y'all hate that when, you know, they're expecting you to run after them? You know, when you haven't really put in no legwork yourself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't put in no legwork. You haven't done nothing for me. Like, they be out here expecting niggas to run a mile and you don't run 30 yards. That's all I gotta say about that one. Track 14, new recording 12, January 3rd, 2020. I don't know why he did that, but let's see. It has to be creative. Oh, hold on. He going back to the old roots? You better sing too. It better not just be no damn guitar. Even though obviously I don't like the singing on that record too much, I do like the creativity that Post Malone brought into the fold and conveying the emotion that this whole album was really built around. First of all, I want to say I don't think there's anything that Post Malone did that was outside the box on this project, especially anything that he's done in the past. Pretty much the same production formula when you really look at the overall landscape of it. This album is definitely softer than Hollywood's Bleeding. It definitely gives you a more introspective picture into what Post Malone is trying to create. Now, I don't think this album is as consistent as a Hollywood's Bleeding or even the Beer Bongs and Bentley as far as hits is concerned. But I think the substance and storytelling within this entire project is enough to make up for the lack of playlist power. Sitting back and listening to this album and taking in the entire experience, I kind of feel bad for Post Malone after this project. And I can say I've never felt like that after one of these. In my opinion, it always seemed like Post was so ingenuous with his lyrics. Not necessarily saying that his lyrics aren't potent, but I think that it lacked a little bit of underbelly. It lacked a little bit of asphalt. Because on his prior projects, even though I like those when in Stoney and Beer Bongs and Bentley, and Hollywood's Bleeding, probably to a lesser extent than those other two, it just always seemed to me that Post never really had a leg to stand on per se. It's in the world of authenticity. Him honestly coming out of nowhere and people really not knowing that much about him personally, it was kind of hard for us to connect with his stories because, well, hard for me to connect with his stories because I didn't really know how authentic it was, and through the lyrics, it didn't really show. I feel like on this project, he did a complete 360 in that regard of being personable and being somebody that can be relatable to somebody like me. Because even though the life that I live and the life that Post lives is totally different, I always expect to pull something from an artist. As far as emotionally, academically, spiritually, all of those things come into play when you're talking about connecting with an audience. And I feel like on this album, he pushed me more in the direction of feeling him emotionally. And I ain't gonna lie, he got me on this one. There's a little bit of contradictions in there. Like on this album saying that he wants to find love, but he's also pushing it away. You know, I give him a pass on that because we're all pretty hypocritical when we're depressed. Talks about his past relationships with women and looking back and regretting the things that he's done to them in the past. How he feels that affects him now. From what I just heard, that plays a big part in sending him in this downward spiral that he talks about in this entire project. Post Malone had a clear-cut objective when making this album because it's barely any happy moments on this project. It might be 1 or 2. Like, I think I can count on my fingers. Insane, I Like You, One Right Now. Those are the 3 happy moments on this project. Everything else is straight depression. The production might liven it up, but that's about it. I thought the sequencing on this album was really good, and the overall music on it was good also. Post had some moments on here where he really showed his unique vocal ability on songs like Insane. I thought Travis should have been featured on that, though. I ain't gonna lie. Travis should have been on that. In this album, you finally get a look into what Post thinks is his vice that's holding him back from being a better, more mentally stable person. Alcohol, the Bud Light. Gotta stop. A lot of the songs on here is basically just centered around that entire idea. That entire idea that you need to stop drinking, Post. Just stop. You know what I'm saying? You got songs like Euthanasia. What's the other one? The Love of Hate of Alcohol. What was that? I Hate and Love Alcohol. Even though I wasn't too fond of the outro musically, I do respect the identity that it brought to this entire project and the way it wrapped the whole album up. Him giving you just him with all the flaws exposed. And that's what I think the objective of this project was, for Post Malone to let us in this dark room filled with Bud Light and cigarette smoke and convey all of his emotions that he's been feeling on the inside and out. And in the midst of this album, us as listeners pulling him out of that dark room and basically letting him convey all of his emotions to us and let him know that we identify with his quote-unquote sickness. You're depressed, you don't want to be cooped up, but sometimes that's the only place you feel comfortable. And that's where I feel the butterfly comes in. That dark room is a cocoon, but once you step 1 foot into the light, you was free as a butterfly. Now, with that being said, there's quite a bit of songs on here that I don't mess with. I love Cooped Up, but without Roddy Ricch, and you don't know how much that pains me to say that. Wrapped Around Your Finger, I'm still on the fence about that because I do like the concept of the song. You know, the lyrics are a little toxic. You know, I'm a toxic nigga. I like that shit, but the chorus kind of ruined it for me. I Cannot Be featuring Gunna. Again, I like the concept, but I feel like Gunna couldn't even save that track for me. Wasting Angels, I wasn't really a big fan of either. I feel like I would have liked that song way more if Kid Laroi wasn't on it. My favorites, though: Insane, When I'm Alone, Waiting for a Miracle, One Right Now. Like, One Right Now, I already know that's gonna be my one. I don't know why I haven't listened to that a lot. I Like You might be my favorite song on here. It's a happier song, bro. And Doja Cat, she was my favorite feature on this project. She really did her thing. I honestly don't think nobody else carried their feature better than Doja Cat. Everybody else did horrible. Now, hold on, I'm lying. Fleet Foxes definitely did their thing. But yeah, man, that's all we got for Post Malone's 12 Carat Toothache. I almost said tooth cake. Let me know what y'all think about the album in the comments. Share anything you want to share. Say anything you want to say. Ain't no limits over here. You already know how we do it. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If you want to like the video, or if you like the video, like the video. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Catch y'all in the next video. We gone, man. Appreciate y'all.
Take a bitch, give her back, insane, send her package, she was acting.